Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Intech Sol Dusk Rover edition. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A few things to take into consideration when you're parking. On your campsite, I want you to leave plenty of room for this awning to come in and out. On your off campsite, I just want you to pay attention to where your water and power connections are going to be. Maybe behind your tire, on your driver's side of your tow vehicle, water connection, power. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive, unhook our hitch. First thing we're going to do is level our unit. Unit comes with a power tongue jack. Night docking light should you arrive at night. Extend, retract. Can't be any simpler. Should you lose that power, underneath this rubber stopper right here, your hand crank for your stabilizing jacks will get this up and down if you lose power. Once we got our unit level, next thing we're going to do is stabilize it. All four corners of the unit has these scissor stabilizing jacks, a 3/4 inch hand crank or drill gun. If you use a drill gun, just slow down when you get to the bottom, because remember, our unit's already level. All we're trying to do at this point is stabilize it. I'm going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. And jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris, keep it from sinking into hot blacktop. Grab a 4-pack of those with your 10% off coupon, put them down underneath these and run these down just until they're taut. Once you feel you're going to get any type of resistance on your hand crank, stop. We don't want to lose our levelness. Once we got it level and stable, now we can go ahead and hook up our power and water. Big long 30 amp cord plugs in here on the side. The way these go in is they'll go in, say at 11 o'clock, twist it to lock it in, and then put it on your black washer. Now at the end, should you need to plug into a 110, at the end of your convenience pack will be a 30 to 15 amp reducer. All right, you got your power all hooked up. Let's hook up our water. At this little docking station here, to the right is going to be where you'll hook up at campsites or city water connection. First and foremost, a water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. Always use this because you don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites. Hook that up. Hook up your hose. Go ahead and turn that on. Now you want you to go inside, open up all of your water taps, get a nice steady flow of water going through those, your shower and everything, and then shut them down. And then you're all ready and set to camp. Now let's say we're going to go to dry camping, boondocking somewhere. We're going to fill up our freshwater tank. No need for a water pressure regulator here. You can simply gravity fill this with a hose. There's two ways to tell it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right here, or two, on the inside where you check the level of your black and gray tanks, there's also a freshwater button. So keep an eye on it where you're filling it up. Once it's full, put this cap back on there, and then whenever you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump. You can always swing this to the side too to run your hose out through there with this closed. Don't turn on your water pump and hook through city water. All right, we're all set to camp with power and water. Let me walk you around the rest of the unit. Continuing here on the off camp side. This is a vent for your batteries, which are inside. I'll show you that. They're under your dinette. Here's where you can plug in an outdoor solar panel, and that'll trickle charge your batteries. There's a flue for your furnace. A couple things on that. One, steer clear of that when you're running. It gets pretty hot. And two, make sure it's never blocked. Down there's where we'll store our sticky slinky or sewage hose. There's where we'll dump those. We do have the Rover package, which gives you, I think, a 3-inch lift on these. Water, cable for the campsites, power, your hot water heater. As long as you keep hot water, or as long as you keep water in the unit, you always have hot water. There's your pressure release valve for that. You are prepped for a backup camera you can get from Intech. Accessory hitch down there, and information for towing or hauling on that. Over here we have a pull-out kitchen. Simply pull down on that. Little spice rack under here. This is wrapped to keep your griddle from rusting. A fridge slash freezer. You can attach those handles. Depending on how cold you set it at is Changes it from a fridge to a freezer. Make sure this is snapped up for travel. The quick connect LP is right there. Here's an outdoor spray hose, a hand crank manual override for your awning. That'll fit in right there. You just pop that little top off there and crank it in there. This is actually what they call a windshield bra. You put that on the front of your unit for traveling down the road. Quick connect LP right there. This is a magnet for the top of your door here. A couple 110s outside. Another magnet to hold your door open. Up front, here's your propane. I've already taken the cotter pin off the other side. Take this one off. It's a little tricky to get on and off here. Just make sure your corners get lined up where the bumpers are. Inside your propane is on a regulator. Point it toward the tank you wish to be using, lefty loosey to open. I like doing one tank at a time, that way I know how much gas I've got left. Well, it covers everything out here. Take a look on the inside. Coming up inside the unit, first thing I like to point out is your fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway in case of an emergency. 110 above that and a ton of lighting. So our bedroom lights, indoor, outdoor lights, all turn on and off here. Around the corner, kitchen accent lights and our awning. On your awning, you want to have your door closed all the way when you run this out. See, it comes down kind of low. So once we've got our awning out where we want it, I'll show you how to release your legs. Come to the end here, pull this to the right, to the left on the other end. And what that does is that releases this from here. You swing this down. There's your extension. You can put a sandbag or a post in down here. I'm going to step on it while I do this. We'll bring it up and lift this all the way up to lock it in place. Same thing on the other end. Release an end, swing it down, push your leg down, we will lift this up, get about even with the other one. So I'm going to switch I can with one hand here, but that's how you lock them up. You can lift that much higher than I have it. Just how I did it with one hand. We'll bring that back down here shortly before we close it up. So continuing in the unit, we've got a cooktop here. Simply turn it to light. Your gas is on, so hit your spark. You may have to bleed these lines. Give it a second for that gas to get into the lines that I just turned on. There goes one. And goes the other. Drawers, paperwork in one of your drawers. Make sure you go through it. Register anything you think might need registered. Plumbing, maintain it. Mostly all PEX nowadays. Just keep an eye on your stuff. Your television here, that releases by pulling down on that strap. That releases on a swivel. You do have a little red button here. That is your antenna, so make sure that is pushed in and on when you arrive at the campsites. Run your digital channel scan. We have a 110 with GFCI reset here. Twin beds that become twin bunks and a queen bed. I'll show you all that here just shortly. So while I've got this accessible, show you your lighting here. Hold it twice, hold it 3 times. You got a nice reader. Charging ports above both beds on both sides here. Around the corner here. Oh, emergency escape window. You just simply pull that in that to get the screen out. Pop this open and push all the way out to get your window out. Smoke alarm here. Got a air vent here. Turn that on from here. Just turn max air vent on. That'll actually turn it on. Open it up. You can change it to 4 different speeds. And hit off. It will close itself and shut this fan off. Over here, let's crank through the thermostat and get the AC cranking real quick. I should turn that up. Alright, that's cranking out. I'll show you that the AC, when shutting everything off, all circling all the way around to off, generally shuts off rather quickly. Now you notice when I go to the furnace, this isn't just your unit, it's every unit. When I go to the furnace, I'm turning the heat on, let that crank up. There that goes. Now when I shut that furnace off, you're going to actually hear that fan run for a couple minutes before it shuts off. Coming in here to your wet bath. Does have a hand crank open. Where's my lighting at? Look at how these lights work in here. There it is. Hand crank open. Power exhaust vent for in here. Do make sure that you put some water into your toilet upon arrival. It helps your black tank to absorb the nastiness a little easier. Your black tank will thank you. Self-explanatory microwave. Below that we've got our AM, FM, Bluetooth compatible sound system. Might not pick up too many stations inside here. Indoor and back speakers, front and back. Let's see if I can pick up any channels by doing a scan here. There we go. So you pick up a nice little sound system. Shut that off. To the right is going to be our Suburban hot water heater. Turn that on here when you've got water inside. Set the temperature what you feel you're comfortable with. Over here is where you check the levels over your tanks. That'll show you brand new battery. Your fresh black and gray tanks all showing empty. Your fresh tank, keep an eye on that when you're filling it. Make sure you don't fill it further than you need to. Down here you turn on your water pump. When using that fresh water, your tank heater, that's a little 12 volt pad that's on your freshwater tank to keep it from freezing if you're in inclement weather. And line heater for the same thing, to turn on your heaters and your lines, keep them from freezing on you. Fridge controls are all on the inside. Around the corner we're going to have 110, a couple charging ports. Our battery disconnect, that would disconnect all the battery power to the unit. You're out dry camping and you don't want your battery, you don't want your propane detector running your battery down. Shut your battery off if you're going to be gone for the day. In here, breakers, 15s, 40, and 20. Keep a handful of those with you when you go camping. Also going to show you how to turn this into a dinette. Or turning your dinette into another sleeping quarters. There's a short leg that this table will go on top of and another cushion for there. I'm going to turn this lighting on here. Same as the back, 3 touches. You got an accent, and white lights. Underneath here is where your batteries are going to be. I'm going to remove these cushions on your off camp side. Lift this up, and right there is going to be your batteries. Put them all back in a second. Underneath your bed down here is going to be a strap that holds in a couple pieces that are going to turn your twin beds into a queen. It's going to be much easier with two hands. Let me get a hold of them and set these up for you. So I just want to show you real quick over on your off-camp side. This is the side that you're going to have your freshwater tank, your water pump, your freshwater lines, bypasses going to your water heater, and your low point drains. Next, your twin beds have your sofa siding, and then they have a bedding side. Your back cushions, same thing. Put the back cushions in here, bedding side up. Now you've got your queen bed at this end. I'll show you how those slots go, those supports go in here. Again, two pieces. The slots are already cut there. You just set them inside. Now down at this end, let's convert this. Alright, I'm going to show you how to release this table on this end. We're going to step down on this little button here and turn this to the left. So going to unscrew this. Then we're going to take our shorter one. Screw that in down here. You do not need to step on the button to push it in. But turn it all the way to the right, get that down there. Put your table top back up top. Let me get another hand over here. Alright, now we've got that on there. There's a cushion that stores up top here. So we slide that in there. Alright, that about covers everything on the inside. It's act like we're leaving the campsite. Close the unit up. You can travel with this down. Get my cushions back here. First thing I like to do is come and shut off all my lights. Then I see what lights I need to walk through the unit. Just so you know, your bedroom light's the only one that up is on. Oh, they're all the same, excuse me. Now I know all these other lights are accent lights I need to walk through and shut off. Alright, at this point I turn back on some cabin lights here and just say doors and drawers. Walk through the unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed, our vents are closed in the bathroom, in here. Everything is secured down for travel. Shut off the lights and exit the unit. Before you leave the dump station, lock and deadbolt your door. Lift and turn this in. Now if we're dry camping, even campsite camping, we're going to get up underneath that bed. We're going to open up our low point drains. For the campsite, we're going to hook our power, our water, our cable, hook up our hitch, bring up our stabilizing jacks, hook up our hitch, and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump is over on the off-camp side, just in front of your tires. Got a 10-foot hose covers your convenience pack. Hook that up and pull this handle here on the right. That's going to be your sewage. Once that's no longer draining, that's going to be all your blacks and grays all in one spot. When it sounds like it's empty, go inside, check the level of those tanks. If they all show empty, come back out here, close that handle, grab your sewage hose, and conveniently and sanitarily store it right here in your stinky slinky holder and head on home. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy the Sol for many years to come. Happy camping.